Wu Tang Killer Bees, get ready for war. Now fuck these jailhouse niggas. What up, what up, what up? We are back. Who am I? Jersey Street Corner, and this is the Prison Talk Show, people. So let's go. Alright, y'all. This story I'm bringing y'all today, it is a crazy one. So why don't you get your popcorn and chill on back. Chill on back. Get your fingers off that scroll. Alright, let's go. Now, this is about a jailhouse gang, y'all. I don't know if y'all ever heard of them. Gangs that were formed in prison, primarily. Not a set, a whole gang in itself that was born in prison because of necessity. Now, I know y'all saw the thumbnail and y'all like, yeah, you wildin', you bugging, cat. Nah, listen. This gang decided to call themselves the Wu Tang Gang. Instead of Wu Tang Clan, they call themselves the Wu Tang Gang. And supposedly, they were supposed to be the hardest gang in the joint. Here's why. The Wu Tang Gang is made up of all neutrons with crazy charges like M's, distribution like keys, not ounces. People with brutal crimes like stabbings, brutal beatings, bank robberies, and including unalivings. Pretty much at one point in time, I guess when it started years back, I guess they was gonna look out for each other. They wasn't gonna let any blood or Crip or any gang beat or extort them. And at first, it was non-original members. They was just looking around, joking all the time. And one of them was like, yo, we like the Wu-Tang of prison. We ain't nothing to mess with. And they all like laughing and shit like, yo, that's dope. Yeah, that's dope. We should call ourselves Wu-Tang Gang. So that's where the names came in. They each took a rapper's name from the real clan that they felt they connected with. For instance, like the guy that was in for stabbing, he took Raekwon the Chef's name. So you had Old Dirty Bastard, Master Killer, RZA, The Jizza, Inspector Deck, Meth, Ghostface, You God. And a few years later, they let one YN get down because his charges was crazy, and he ended up becoming Capadonna. And from there on out, they was family, and that's just what it was. Cecil was the master killer, and his name spoke for itself. MK for short. So MK caught at least like 7 bodies in that prison, and he ain't been caught yet. Now, we all at mess hall, and an OG Crip named Nate approached MK and said, I want your meat and your dessert. And he pushed his tray towards him for the food. MK looked at Nate, looked at the tray. He snapped the damn tray right out of OG Crip hand. Spilled all his food. The COs, they saw and they heard the little commotion and they started yelling, break it up, break it up, break it up, or we'll mace everybody. So, everybody just chilled. Nobody, everybody backed off. Nobody want to be the cause of the whole mess hall getting sprayed because of you. Then you got to go back to the pod and strap up anyway if you don't get caught. Anyway. As soon as MK, or Master Killer, if y'all forgot, left the mess hall, he went right to his homies and told them what's up. It wasn't no hesitation. The one guy that was in for brutal beatings, he was Old Dirty Bastard. He was the first one to stand up and say, let's take it to war. Then they all stood up and said, man, fuck these jailhouse niggas. Now, with this time, we talking years ago. It was only like 4 Crips in the whole prison. And if they was there, they was NPC. If it was more than that, the Bloods mostly ran the prison. Say I'm lying. Now, this is where I personally think it was, let's say, the end of an era. Or the end was near. Okay, so Master Killer, Old Dirty Bastard, Raekwon the Chef, Meth, and Ghostface went hunting for Crips. And at this point, y'all, they ain't care if it was Crips down with OG Nate or not. If they was claiming it, they was getting ran down on. Needless to say, the Crips was outnumbered and honestly outmuscled. Let's just say they ended up 1 Crip short of their crew after that battle. And the word on the block was Master Killer added another body to the bag. But I ain't one to gossip, so you ain't heard that from me. Now, I know y'all like why I say this looked like the beginning of the end. Well, sometimes people, false confidence is worse than fear. Don't let that go too far over your head. What I mean is, yeah, they defeated the Crips, but it was only 4 of them and 9 of y'all. Well, like I said, that false confidence will make you think and believe you can, like Peter Pan. Now here we go at another mess hall. This is one dinner I won't forget. I've never seen anybody do something like this in my life, but here we go. And as y'all already know, in prison, we have not assigned seats, but controlled seats. So you either sitting with your city or your gang. Now, neutrons normally have their own table, but these guys, the Wu Tang gang, they was on different timing. They marched into that mess hall, walked right up to the Crips table, and demanded they all leave. Said they taking over their table. And they wanted that table on purpose because it was right smack dab in the middle of all the other gang tables. You had the Bloods on one side, the Kings on the other side, GDs right around there. Everybody was right there, and they wanted to be in the mix, y'all. They demanded the rest of those Crips that they just got done beating down, get out this table, go sit over there with the neutrons. Y'all don't run this no more. And they all sat down. The Crips, they got up and they left. And, you know, all the other gangs, they're like, what the hell? Hold on, what's going on? Who are y'all? Y'all ain't got no colors. Ain't nobody recognize y'all in no gang. Yeah, y'all don't bang. What y'all think this is? It's politics up in here. You can't just take over a gang table. Like, oh, nah. Something got to be done. Everybody talking, you know. Everybody. Now, the Wu Tang gang, they still on they high and mighty. They like, listen, one of them, I think it was Cecil, stood up on top of the table. That's the Master Killer, y'all, by the way. Said, look. Listen up, y'all. Listen up. I want to let each and every one of y'all know right now, we ain't going. We the Wu Tang gang, and we'll go head to toe with any of y'all punks up in here. We ain't going for none of that no more. Ain't none of that neutron shit. Don't try it. We all killers and gorillas. And y'all could get it. And there go the CEO because he making so much noise. Get off that table, inmate. Get off that table. And he getting off the table. One more time and you're going to the hole. And, you know, they all giving the finger to the inmate. Like, hey, fuck you, inmate. Fuck you too, CO. Now, all the gangs are looking at him like, these guys gotta be out of their mind. They must forgot where they at. Y'all know that it's not a part of this compound you can't go and get approached by a blood. You don't know it's Latin kings all over this compound just waiting on the right word from the right homie. And well, when the Latin kings and the bloods decide to link up on some harmony shit and decide they got a equal op, meaning a equal opportunity, well, I don't even gotta explain it, y'all. It's beautiful. And I know y'all like, damn, Kona, what the hell you mean? War? Gang? Yeah, y'all. The gang war is beautiful. Why? Because it separates the men from the boys. It lets everybody know who gonna bang for theirs. So if you ain't ready, if you ain't willing to get in that war, you better drop that flag. You better put the white flag up and gracefully bow out. Yeah, because round here in the prison, it goes down. And we don't care if you 9 deep. Guess what, homeboy? The Bloods is 30 plus deep in the prison. And that's just this prison. It ain't no prison they can move y'all to. Either together, singly. We put the word out, and guess what? Y'all getting stomped in the ground. From prison to prison, the Bloods ring bells. So, mess around to find out, homeboy. And well, that's just what the Wu Tang gang did. They messed around and found out. Alright, y'all, that is gonna be it for part 1 of the Wu Tang gang. Please come back for part 2. Subscribe, like, share this video, hype this video. Y'all already know the vibes. This is the Jersey Street Corner Prison Talk Show. I am your boy, Jersey Street Corner, and I'm out.